Another week of meal prep as a mom of 4. This week I started with breakfast corn dogs to stock the freezer. If there's ever a treat my 8-year-old asked for at the store, it's these, so I knew I had to try making them myself. I used protein pancake mix and these chicken breakfast sausages, and these have been eaten every day for breakfast and snacks since making them. It takes a lot for me to justify this machine, but I think it's definitely worth it in our house. I put them in a stackable freezer bin with a washable label and into the freezer. Then for this week's uncrustables, I made chicken salad. These are a little more of a rarity because they don't store quite as well, so I put them in the fridge instead of the freezer. But I think they're a really great way to switch up the typical uncrustable, and they're really great to throw in a lunchbox. Hopefully, since it's in an uncrustable, they won't notice that the grapes are green instead of purple. If you've been around for a while, you know the drill. 1 scoop on each piece of bread, then I use my favorite uncrustable maker. If you've tried others, I swear this one's better, and it's so worth it, under $10. Then once they're done, I put them in this container instead of my typical Uncrustable container, and we pop these in the fridge and try and eat them in a couple of days. With the leftover crust, we also had extra chicken, so I made barbecue chicken crust cups. This is a really simple one, and these store great in the fridge or freezer, and they're great for snacks or dinner. Honestly, my kids all love crust cups at this point. Then another fridge restock for school lunches were these Big Mac wraps. I think I would personally prefer them hot, but my boys actually like these cold. And we love that this wrap maker makes them so simple to throw inside of a lunchbox or the little silicone containers you'll see at the end. This was a layer of cheese with some hamburger, some homemade Big Mac sauce, then some more cheese at the top. You could also add pickles or some lettuce depending on what you like in them. When it comes to meal prep, I try to use a lot of what we have on hand, so in this case, these tortillas were a little small, but it still worked and it was a great way to use up some things in my pantry. These went into these silicone pouches, then we can throw these directly in a lunchbox, making for the easiest lunches this week. Next was a little healthy dessert restock for the freezer with these s'mores rice cakes. This was melted dark chocolate with some marshmallows. Then these went into the freezer where I honestly forgot them, so I need to put them into a container today. For this week's dip, I did my favorite high protein ranch, which is basically just cottage cheese and ranch powder. This is a standard one because it's really easy and my husband and I both love it as well. I paired it with some cucumbers and carrots and these went into the fridge. Then for another breakfast option, I made these Hawaiian roll cinnamon rolls, and if you have not made these yet, they are absolutely life-changing. It's the easiest way to make homemade cinnamon rolls, and I honestly think it'd be hard to go back to any other way. I had honestly eaten one of these before I even got to the next recipe because they are that good. Top them with any kind of icing you like, but I love a little bit of cream cheese icing in my cinnamon rolls because it reminds me of Cinnabon. Then these got put to the side for the rest of our breakfast this week, and I was on to dinner, which was a total hit for the entire family. It was sheet pan quesadillas, and it's honestly the easiest way I've ever made a quesadilla. Once everything's folded and in place, you brush it with some melted butter, then press another sheet pan on the top to do the first part of the baking. Then take that sheet pan off, let it bake for a few more minutes, and you're ready to go.